Hello everyone, my name is Anna and welcome to Cactus Caffeine. In this channel, I share with you my passion for growing cactus and other desert plants over a cup of coffee. So good morning, good winter morning. It is early January and as you can see, my garden or my backyard is looking kind of sparse compared to what it was before. I used to have several racks in here. That table was full, but now as you can see, I have fewer plants. Still a lot though, but I have fewer plants and racks out in here, and that is because I have already moved some of my plants and my cacti in my greenhouse. Here is my greenhouse. As you can see, there are already cacti inside it. But before I show you what's inside my greenhouse, let me show you first a clip of how my backyard looked like prior to moving the cacti in the greenhouse. Okay, I'm gonna show you now what's inside my greenhouse. This greenhouse is very small. It's just 4 feet by 5 feet. I have these shade cloth because in the morning, early in the morning, the sunrise shines through here and directly hits my cacti. So I don't want them to burn while they are snoozing. So I have this in here. Okay, but I will show you what I have inside in here. I just quickly placed some of the cacti that I think are more sensitive to cold temperatures in here. So I have the astrophytum in here. Some of the smaller Eriocarpus are all in here. Gymnos. Seedlings, I have the rather bigger seedlings in here. The smaller ones are still inside the house. Okay. And then some of those that this is Echinocerius pentalophus. As you can see, it is already purple from the cold temperature. So this is very sensitive to cold temperature. Spiralis, blue cacti. This is my Myrtilo cactus. Anything that's blue, cactus that's colored blue, I find them very sensitive to cold temperatures. See, they're turning purple despite them being here inside the greenhouse. Here are more blue cacti, Pilosocereus, that one. This tall one right here, another Pilosocereus. And this one, a monstrose, crested monstrose, is also a blue form of a cactus. I'm not exactly sure what kind of cactus this is, but as you can see, the epidermis is color blue. So any blue cacti, I protect them from freeze. The euphorbia will definitely not take the freeze, so I keep them in here. I have 2 more euphorbia, leafy euphorbias in here. This is Euphorbia Francois-Joseph, and look, it is still in full leaf. I'm surprised. It looks like it's still springtime with this euphorbia as compared to this other euphorbia. This is Euphorbia Richie. This was given to me by Ezra. There's 3 in here. 2 already dropped its leaves, and this big one only has 3 left. So this is going through winter dormancy. We're about to go dormant, but this one is still in full leaf. I want to get more Euphorbia Francois-Joseph if I get the chance. I saw these recently in my trip to the Philippines last year. I saw the different varieties, and there's a lot. There's different leaf shapes and colors, very pretty. So when I get the chance, I want to collect more of this type of Euphorbia. Okay, what do I have in this rack? These are the cacti that I think will not tolerate freezing temperatures. For one, they turn purple quickly, like this one. So this is a lobevia. Look how purple it is. It should be green. Normally it's green, but at the slightest drop in temperature, it has turned purple. This one has shrunk to half of its size. This is an Echinocereus. So I kept it in here. So as these other euphorbia, this is a lobevia as well. Coryphantha is also here. The cacti that were gifted to me, I kept them in here because they're special, they're present. So these are from Daz and Edith of Cacti Mania. I have some cacti in here from Planta Seca. I have cacti from Brent Wigand, okay, and a few more presents in here. Here are the lithops that was given to me by Alan Peck. Here are more Euphorbia gifts. These are from Daz and Edith. This one is from Alan Peck as well, the Euphorbia obesa hybrid. And then this is from Clyde Morris of Morris Park in the Ozarks. This one is Gymnocalycium spegazzini. That's from Catherine of Purple and Thorns. I have here the Gymnocalycium brucci from Edith of Cacti Mania, and then this is Gymnocalycium mesopotanicum from Planta Seca. So as much as I want to add more cacti or plants here inside my greenhouse, I don't have enough space. As you can see, it is already very cramped. This is a small greenhouse. It's just 4 feet by 5 feet. So there is very limited space. I had to be very careful in selecting the plants that I will place inside this greenhouse. Like I said, the ones that I know that will not tolerate the freeze, I have them all in here. The ones that are a little bit pricey, like the Astrophytum hybrids in here, the Copiapoa, I kept them in here. Eriocarpus are in here. Like I said, the gifts, the plants that were gifted to me are all in here. What I have in this rack right here, these are my early bloomers. So I placed them in here because this is the spot that gets a good amount of sunlight even during winter time. So when spring starts or even late winter, these are the cacti that form their buds or their flowers early. So I have the Rebutius here, Ariosices, Stenocactus, even this Echinocereus. Those are the ones that bloom first for me during springtime or late winter. In fact, I have this one Stenocactus here that is already forming buds. I also have Mammillaria outside my greenhouse, which I will show you later on in this video, that are also blooming. This also Stenocactus right here is already developing buds. It is very early for them to form buds. As much as possible, I don't want them to flower yet. I want them to have a good winter rest. But then again, last December, we had a warmer than usual month or warmer than usual winter. The average temperature was 54.8 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is way warmer than our usual winter during December time. Hence, some of my cacti are already forming buds. My only fear is if they form their buds this early, they might not flower profusely or as much as they will if they flower around springtime. So, but then again, that tells me that they are growing well. They are healthy, they're blooming. I just hope that they won't drop their buds or they won't abort their flowering when colder days come. Before I show you guys the plants that I have outside my greenhouse, let me just show you a couple of cacti that did not make it this winter time. This one is a Mammillaria herrerae. I don't know what happened to this one. This is dry, but then it just deflated. It deflated like a ball. And then this one is also another Mammillaria that is grafted, Mammillaria theriaceae arbiflora. This one I got this from Miles to Go. It is already grafted by him. And this is not the only cactus or grafted cactus that did not make it this winter time. I think this is the third one. And all my grafted cacti that did not make it, they were all grafted on this rootstock. This is a Hericea Gisberti. I think this is the third one already that did not make it this winter. They are all from Miles to Go. Now, I got a lot of grafted cacti from him. The others that are grafted on a different rootstock are perfectly fine. This one is an Astrophytum, a monstrose and a crested one that is grafted on a Stenocereus. This is also from Miles to Go, and that is doing perfectly fine. This one, although this is from another grower, and this is grafted on a Ferrocactus that is also doing well. I have a few more in here. These two are also from Miles to Go. They are grafted, but the rootstock is a Myrtillocactus geometricans, and look, they are doing perfectly fine. But those that were grafted on Hericea Gisberti, they are the ones that did not make it this winter time. I don't know how to probably take care of the rootstock. It is the rootstock that first goes downhill, and before I know it, it already affected the scion. This is the last one that I have that is grafted on a Hericea Gisberti. And as you can see, the rootstock does not look good as well. But I don't want to graft this right now because it is winter time and I usually don't have good success grafting during winter. So I'm hoping that this will make it until springtime, hopefully until summer. And by then, I would probably pluck out some of the heads here and start grafting this on another rootstock. I have a small space heater here which I set up in December. This is indoor space heater, and I used this in here just for standby in December. This is not as powerful, but I knew December was a little bit warm still, so this was just on standby just in case we suddenly had freezing nights, but we never did. But now that it's January and we actually have a freeze warning for this weekend, so I am switching to this heater instead. This is also a space heater, but I like using this for inside my greenhouse. This one has a thermostat, so it's more efficient, and it automatically turns on and off depending on the temperature that I set. I like to keep the greenhouse temperature inside the greenhouse between 40 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. This one was just set on timer. This did not have a thermostat, so I preferred this one. From here inside the greenhouse, it is now time to check the plants that are overwintering outside in my backyard. Outside again here in my backyard, these are the cacti that did not make the cut. These are the cacti that I did not select to go inside my greenhouse, primarily because they are way too big to go inside my greenhouse, and also because these are the hardy ones. In the previous years, most of these already spent winter outside and they did perfectly fine. So I know these are the hardy ones. So what I have in here are Mammillaria, Parodia, Echinopsis, Trichocereus, Ferrocactus, to name a few. So these are the ones that I know will have no problem overwintering outside. Now, when freezing temperature comes, I do have a freeze protection blanket that I drape or I wrap around the racks in order to protect them from freeze. All my aloes are behind here, behind this beautiful monkey's tail, which reminds me I have to put this inside the greenhouse once freezing temperature comes. But yes, so these are all my aloes in here. I will keep them in here the entire winter time. Last year I did the same thing and they did perfectly fine. This is actually their growing season for me. They grow better during winter time for me. Just look at the color of that aloe right there. So see, their colors are starting to develop very well. They're stressed colors. So I will keep them here, but come freezing temperatures, I will also be wrapping them with freeze protection blanket. This is another cactus here that is blooming. This is a Mammillaria nejapensis, blooming despite it being wintertime. Last December also brought us a lot of rain, way more than we usually get around December time. In fact, we greeted the new year with a rainfall. And yes, so these cacti are really being tested, not only in terms of cold temperatures, but also cold and wet winter temperatures. I usually do not get weeds in my pots, but look, there's weeds growing. This is a sign that they are getting too much water. Okay, and oh, look at this one. This is an Eriaceae nidus, and I can see that there are pink buds also starting to form on top. Here's one cactus that did not make it because of too much rain. This is Mammillaria elongata. Oh man, this is a nice big clump, but everything just rotted out. That's way too much water for it. I have a few Haworthia and Gasteria that are still outside here in the backyard. If you've been watching my channel in the previous years, I usually keep my Haworthia, Gasteria, and Aloe in my garage to overwinter under grow lights. But this year it will be different. I do not have space in my garage right now because we had some construction and some house painting done, and so our garage is still a mess. I lost access to the usual table that I set up during winter for my plants. So my Haworthias as of now are still outside. My Gasterias are still outside. But when freezing temperature comes, I might have to move this in my kitchen window. This is it for now. I will be wrapping up my first part of my winter collection update. Stay tuned for the second part where I will be featuring my desert garden. So until next time, bye everyone, and cheers!